Patchouli, Libra. Okay. Patchouli. Eh. So you may like patchouli, or maybe you, I don't know, something about patchouli. It is what it is. My bad. It's kind of cold, so I'm trying to like. I'm also on the game, so excuse me. But yeah, patchouli. I don't know what else you have. Something about patchouli is significant to some of you guys or whomever. All right. Yeah. Let me hold on, because this kind of throws me off too. Yeah, I have arrived. So maybe you finally it's like you're finally getting to something, or you're finally showing up for something, or it's like you're like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say you're the life of the party, but I'm not gonna say you're the life of the party, because you can be in this situation. So maybe people were waiting for you to show up, and here you are. Um, yeah, intelligence. So you bring a certain je ne sais quoi to a particular situation. I don't know what this is. Um, but you bring a particular energy, or you bring something to the table that people, they don't know they're missing. They don't know that they're missing that until you arrive, or something like that. I would get the. I shouldn't even be playing this right now. To be completely honest, because I don't even know what I did last in that game. But yeah, I would show up, but I'm not doing all that right now either. But you have something to show, or you're arriving with something to show people, or you're showing something. I don't know what that is about. Something about mermaids can be significant to somebody. You may have Pisces in your chart. Anywhere, doesn't matter. Somebody may feel neglected by you, or you may be neglecting something, or hopefully it's not a kid, because that's what I'm getting. But I'm not saying that you're purposely trying to neglect a kid. A kid can just be feeling neglected for whatever reason. Um, I'm just saying. So don't, relax. Um, yeah, ancient. Something about runes or something like that. I don't know if you're getting into runes. Runes, runes. Um, but yeah, let's switch this up, see what happens. Whoa. All right. Okay. So you're up and at it. Okay. Cool. So you got shit you got to do. You're up. You're doing it. You're something is motivating you to keep going. Something's motivating you to keep pushing forward. You or whomever. You have Libra anywhere in your chart. My bad. I'm like, I'm trying to stay warm first and foremost, because I get cold easily. You can call me whatever. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so it's like you're trying to stay ahead of something. It's like you're staying motivated. So something could be definitely pushing you to stay motivated. Um, I feel like you're on a streak, or you're on some type of some of you guys could be energy drinks. Hopefully not, but you know how that goes. But yeah, so it's like you're staying balanced. You're staying motivated. You're ready to do something. You're ready to get out there. You're ready to do something. You're ready to go. This can be anything. What is this? Oh shit. For some of you guys, you can be online. You don't have to, but this is something to do that's supposed to be changing your life. So you're trying to change something when it comes to. About. You're trying to change something when it comes to mm, this could be the world, because it says the world, so literally Something is actually getting you like pumped to stand up, fight, maybe go after something, maybe stand up for something that means a lot to you. So you can definitely be putting yourself on the front lines in any type of any type of way. Some of you guys, this is about a particular something that needs to be completed. Maybe you didn't get a chance to do this in a previous life. I don't know how deep that goes, but maybe it's something that you didn't get a chance to actually do. And it seems like you're doing that now. I don't know when you were born. Some of you guys could have been born like um, in a certain time, like duh, but you could have definitely been born like maybe in the 70s, 80s, something like that. I don't know who you are, so just don't, if that's not what's going on, it's not what's going on. Give me a second. Power off. All right, my bad. But yeah, you could have been born in like the 80s or something like that, even the 70s, 80s, maybe 90s, but I'm getting more so 70s or 80s. So it's like something that you didn't get a chance to stand up for, maybe because of the time it was or how old you were at that time. Um, you weren't really able to stand up and fight for something, but now you are. So you can definitely be on the forefront, standing up for something, going against something. This can be anything. It doesn't have to be that deep, but it could be, for sure. Animalistic. Uh, some of you guys, something about like your motherly or fatherly instincts. So you could be wanting to protect certain people right now. This can be the elderly. This can be kids. Whatever the case may be, it's like you're wanting to protect something. Maybe you haven't really got a chance to, like, it's something to do with you not being able to do something. At some point now you have like you have the ability to stand up and protect people that you weren't able to protect. Not saying you wasn't really necessarily able to protect them. It's more so of like maybe you just wasn't old enough to really protect them. Like you didn't really have a word, or you didn't really have a say. Now you do have a word. Now you do have a say. Shit like that. This can be global. This can be all ethnicities. This can be all countries. Like there's no discrimination. Pretty much is what I'm getting at. There's no discrimination against what it is. Like the thresholds of your power, the thresholds of who all you want to reach to actually help. So this is like, people from Europe, people from Japan, people from, China, Vietnam, like all these different places is like you are trying to, it's like an outreach for anybody who's actually going through things. You don't give a fuck what the skin color, the race, the ethnicity is shit like that that's going on for some of you guys. It's like you're actually motivated to do something here to help on a global scale. You can definitely have Pisces in your fucking chart. You do not have to, but you can be dealing with one too. It doesn't matter. But it's something to do with like being willing and able to actually help people on a global scale than you were able to 20 or so years ago, meaning you could have been younger, way younger, to where you weren't in a position where you were able to, or you didn't have that type of power. Not saying you don't have that power, but maybe at the time you didn't have that type of power to kind of like, do these things or help people or whatever. Maybe not to the extent that you want it to. It doesn't have to be that deep, but for some of you guys it is. You can have any, what is it? You can have any I forgot shit. It's been because my bad. You have any fixed energy. You can have any fixed energy in your chart. Big time on Leo. You can have Leo in your chart. You don't have to, but But it's crazy because I get Leo and Libra a lot in the same, it's like I feel like Libra usually maybe have Leo in their chart somewhere, same vice versa. So some of you guys could definitely be, a Libra with Leo in your chart, or have heavy Libra Leo placements. It could be Libra placements with Leo sun. Hey, either way. But it's something to do with you being like that beacon of light for people, especially if you weren't able to be that beacon of light for people when you were trying to figure your own shit out. Say you were in your 20s. I don't know how old you are, but I'm getting somebody who's born in the 80s or the 70s or something. Like you had amples. Well, I'm not saying. Well, hold on. Let me back up. It's like you at the time where you might have noticed things that needed your help, or noticed that people needed your help, or noticed that you could be a good influence on others. You might have not had that time to do it because you might have been trying to get your shit together, or you might have been just understanding something at that time. Now, fast forward, is like you actually have the time, the patience, you have what it takes to be able to help people that you weren't really able to help them because you were trying to help yourself. Catch my drift, right? They've been hot like all fucking month. I promise you, it's been like this since last month. My bad. Thank you for your. Oh yeah, for sure, Jamie. Oh, what are your readings about? Oh damn, my bad. I just be sometimes, a lot of times, I just channel shit and give whomever, whatever, whenever, because I don't know. People go through different things at different times, so you know, uh, hopefully somebody understands. A lot of times when I do these readings, people don't really understand where I'm coming from because it's it's abstract, I guess, like art. I mean, that's how I feel about when it comes to stuff like this. Anyways, things are abstract like art. Let me turn this off because it's just gonna. I don't need it on, and I'm not even using it. Ew. There we go. All right, my bad. But yeah, it's like you have this, you pave the way, you have like this path lit up for people now. It's like you might have been in darkness at a certain time, like a 20 years, maybe 10 years, whatever. And I'm not saying it's like darkness, like you didn't know what the fuck was going on, but it's like you might have had a period of time where you couldn't really show people to the light, or light up a path because your ass was dark and it was no path. Like you didn't have that light to show people. I'm not saying you didn't understand or didn't know or how to like do it. It's more so of like you were also trying to figure yourself out to be able to pave a path for other people to understand. So maybe that's now. It's like some of you guys actually have, like, you have the knowledge, you have the abilities to paint that path and do shit that you weren't able to before, and that's what you're doing now. I feel like this is something that's extravagant. I feel like this is something that's amazing. This is something that is kind of like, this is like the light at the end of the tunnel type of energy for some of you guys, because you could have definitely, you been through a good bit and was able, and now you're able to use whatever you've been through to paint a path for other people who probably don't really understand, like, where they're at and why they're there and what they need to do. So this may actually have you feeling more upbeat, more ready. Like you may actually be ready to. It's like you're hype now. It's like you understand it. It matters. It makes you. It makes you happy to get up in the morning because you actually know what your purpose is and what you're here to do. Shit like that. So I feel that heavy here. And that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's see. You may definitely have Leo. You don't have to, but you can. Yeah, I feel like the fucking struggle is over. Some of you guys have definitely you have made it through a lot of trials and tribulations. I feel like some of you guys have you weathered the storm. You've gotten over a lot of things that people probably wouldn't be able to imagine. You might have even gotten out of close call situations, or what is it called, near death experiences. I'm not gonna say like it was near death, but it could have been near death, like damn, that could have been me, or damn, shit like that. And this could be something that's like all like life changing, or just altering for you. And some of you guys are just now understanding what it is you're, I'm not saying you're just, not everybody of course, you're understanding what you're here to do. um and that's like that's a big deal. For some people that don't understand these things, it's not a big deal. It's like whatever, people don't really, they don't think of this as something that's big. But for people who are tuned in, or tapped in, tuned in, whatever, they understand, they know that this is a big deal. This is like a big fucking leap, from learning. Now you're teaching. Not saying you might have been teaching, but maybe it's not to the extent of knowing, meaning like you're not in a state of ignorance. Not saying that you don't know, but more so you weren't educated about, like, now that you're educated about X, Y, and Z, you're able to go and kind of like incorporate that into your teachings, and people, you actually understand it, like you're able to comprehend, so you're able to actually teach people. Sometimes you have, it's like school, you were in, I mean, not for everybody, you're in school, you got teachers who they like what they do, they do their job well, they actually are there to teach. You got people who are there just for a paycheck, so they don't really take their teaching as like serious, because they have all these other life shit that's happening, and they don't know where they're supposed to be, and they're older than you, like about 20 years and shit. It's like, what the fuck, shit like that. Like, you don't have time for no teacher who's going through a midlife crisis. You need someone who is there because they know they're supposed to be there, and this is what they're supposed to be doing to advance other people because of what the fuck they've been through, and what they know. It's shit like that. Like, I don't like that's one reason why I wasn't big on school. It was actually more than that, but that was one thing when it came to me. That's the reason why I was more of a hands-on person. I'm still a hands-on person. I can understand, of course, I can read all the other shit, cool, but I like being hands-on. Some people, they learn hands-on. Some people, they're more book smarts. Doesn't matter. You can be hands-on and still learn book smart later. You can be book smart and learn hands-on later, or both, whatever. And that's something I don't understand. Why wasn't it incorporated in teaching from a certain age? Not a certain age, but I'll say a certain time. More so, I don't know how it was in the 70s and the 80s and shit going to school, but I do know that I don't know why the curriculum didn't change. Why didn't it be a situation where, okay, we understand we got students who like to learn by the book. We have students that like to learn hands-on. So how about we do this and we do that? No, they put people who are more like hands-on in an alternative school to make it seem like we are fucking dumb or stupid, or we don't know, or we're illiterate. And it's not even that. It's just we learn differently. That's it. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean somebody's dumb unless they literally need extra whatever, like remedial whatever. And I feel like the curriculum has been fucked up, so everybody feels like if they weren't this, then they must have been that, meaning like if they weren't smart, they must be dumb. And that's not even the situation. Like, and it's crazy because it's all psychological first and foremost. That's why I feel like school counselors are like a serious thing, and not many school counselors give a fuck. Not many school counselors are actually passionate about what the fuck they do. I always wanted to be a school counselor. Not always, but I thought about it because some students, they are smart as fuck, but they need a different type of guidance. And you got students who are not, they don't understand how they're supposed to be learning, if you know what I mean. Like, some students know that, okay, I know this, I know that, boom boom boom. The thing about it is, though, our history is not necessarily correct. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of fucked up shit that happened and a lot of things that weren't said. So the shit that we're supposed to learn is not necessarily our actual history, and that's what fucks up things already. And the whole curriculum, the whole system is fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm not, but I am at the same time. But it's fucked up. A lot of the history that they teach us is not even really our history. And so we're already learning from false pretenses, and now we got to come in and fix that shit in our 20s. What I mean by that is, like, people go to school, do all this shit, you know, in high school, middle school, whatever, learn all this stuff just to come out on the other side and not even really know what the fuck real history means, like what really was going down. So we got this false pretense, we learning, and then when people get in their 20s, they got to go through counseling just to understand what the fuck they're going through, their experience. And a lot of it would be avoided if motherfuckers would just tell us what really happened in history. Most people don't know, or they don't want to tell us. And that's why I feel like the middleman, which I'm not really a big fan of the middleman type of dynamic, but the middleman, i.e. counselors and shit like that, school counselors, would have been a big fucking, like, it would have been a big help. People who actually are passionate about what they do, and not on top of that knows what the fuck is really going on, and not all this shit that's being pushed out, like, yeah, about Christopher Columbus, about this and that, and like, that's all that, a lot of that shit is fucking fake and false. Like, we needed real counselors who knew real history and could really lay shit out for you, so you wouldn't be confused and not know what your background, what this mean, what that mean. And a lot of shit is fucked up. Like, it's sad as hell. A lot of people end up coming out on the other side by the time they're 40. They don't even know what the fuck just happened. Like, they go to school, they learn all this fucked up shit that's not even true. A lot of it is not. Everything's twisted. They get out, they go to college, they don't learn much of anything. They rack up debt just to get out of that, work a job that they don't really like, have kids, all that. It's like everything is systematic, and this is planned like that so people could work for a cause that they're not even aware that they're working for, if you know what I mean. And that shit right there is fucked up. It's already fucked up. That's why I praise people who actually homeschool their children and not homeschool them off of the curriculum of whatever the Department of Education, quote unquote. You see me doing the quotes under here, instead of like what's really real. And it's like, I don't know if you're not able to, I don't know if a child is not able to graduate or whatever by getting homeschooled on a different basis. I have no clue. And that's the shit that's scary as fuck, because it's like, so I have to learn by your curriculum. I have to learn by this stimulus, or this curriculum that you made up for me to be like, okay, I'm smart enough to go out there and get it on my own and go out there and work for who? Because like, if you're not setting me up for my own business and this, that, and the third in school, why the fuck am I here? Like, I don't know. But some of you guys, look, this is it's more serious than just going out and knowing more about you, going out and knowing more about, I'm not saying like you personally, but this is like, as far as, say you have children, it's not just about them going out and learning more about what our so-called history is, to use that to put into our own lives, to use that as fuel, to build a life, or a fake ass life. I feel like the tower, my bad, I feel like the tower is more like I feel like the tower can relate to a lot of things other than just false pretenses. And I mean that in, like, you know, more of a relationship. And it depends, because the tower, like I said, me personally, I don't know about other people, but the tower is not always bad. The tower as far as tarot, can be, depending on the cards that comes out around it, could be this, that, or the third. The Tower, if it comes out in a financial sense, it could just be financial literacy, so to speak. How you learn how to manage your finances, what's real and what's not, what's true and what's not, things of that nature. Because a lot of that stuff you got to learn on your own, or on YouTube, or outside of whatever the fuck they so-called try to teach you in school. Why none of that shit is like available, or I'm not gonna say available. Why the fuck is that not mandatory is what I'm trying to understand. Why isn't shit like that mandatory? So you got that, and you have the Tower when it comes to relationships, what it means to be built off of, and what society means for it to be. Shit like that. Like, why would I be sitting here thinking like my relationship should be what society says it should be, versus what the reality of it should be. What shouldn't even really be in the sentence, to be completely honest. It is more so of what reality is and what society say it should be. How about that? Because what reality is you fuck up, you make mistakes, you bomb, meaning like you know, fuck shit up, bomb, fail, kind of like the Tower too. You bomb, you pick yourself, you dust yourself off, you pick yourself up, you try again, shit like that. That's reality when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the Tower. And you have the Tower on the other side, where society says, oh, it should be like should is the big fucking word in society when it comes to the Tower. Oh, your relationship should be like this and that, and the whatever, you know. Look at the people that's on YouTube and on Instagram, and like, look how everything's so perfect and butterflies and rainbows. That shit ain't real. So you have financial shit, you have relationship shit. You hit the Tower when it comes to family. Oh yeah, family should be all about blood, and it should be all about love, and we all know it's not that though, because family, when it comes to the Tower, is built up off real shit, where it's like people are, you have to understand that even though people are family, I don't give a fuck if you've known them forever, you didn't. It's like, you know, either it's getting built off of, like, first of all, not even that, it's more so of, this is family when it comes to the Tower. It's built off of reality. This is a reality when it comes to the Tower and family, and this is what it should be society wise when it comes to the Tower and the family. Reality is everybody's individual. Anybody can do this, that, and the third, meaning that I don't give a fuck if they're blood. They can stab, kill, steal, whatever, rape. I don't give a fuck. Molest, all that shit. That's reality when it comes to family. I don't give a fuck if they're blood or not. And then you have society, which is built off of, oh, it should be the white picket fence, and the dog, and the older boy, the older girl, and the younger boy and the younger girl, the two kids, and everything is yellow and butterflies. And no, that's fucking what society. That's, and everything should, you know, 2-story house, and it should be 5 bedrooms and 4 baths and a big. No, that's bullshit. Not saying that that's not a thing. That's not what it should be. That's bullshit. What it should be is what it really is, which is lie, steal, kill. I'm not saying that it's not good shit. See, when it comes to me, yeah, it may seem like I may be trying to make it seem like everything is negative. No. It's all about the realistic part of what the Tower would be when it comes to a family dynamic, and what society wants it to look like, as if it's a fucking Walmart commercial or a fucking whatever commercial, and everybody is laughing and having a good old time, and everybody's wearing yellow and white, and it's, you know, red, white, and blue fucking 4th of July. Shit like that is not real. It's real in the sense of like, yeah, we all would want to have a good ass time on 4th of July and everybody come together. And Independence Day, that shit is, first of all, fucking Independence Day is a crock of shit, okay? It's not to make anybody feel any type of way, but it's like a lot of this shit that people celebrate is Made the fuck up. So it's like, what the whatever. But for you, Libra, is like you have learned, you have studied. I don't know if you have went through a certain time, you know, within your 20s, 30s, I don't know how old you are, to understand things, to be able to teach people the realistic side of shit, not the butterflies and rainbows and what shit's supposed to, was is supposed to and should look like, because that should and supposed to, that shit is made up too. Like, it's mad shit that's made up. It's mad shit that's made up. How you're supposed to live, how you're supposed to eat, how you're supposed to do this, do that. Now, the way you live your life is different. I'm not saying that if you live your life like that, that means you're made up. No, that means you're living your life how the fuck you feel like you living it, how you want to live it. If you want to live it where you do those things, that's fine. As long as you consciously know what the fuck is really going on, you have no problems. There is no reason for you to feel like, you know, you're missing out on anything. You know exactly what's going on. You are aware, and awareness is more important than a lot of shit these days. So it's like, you don't have anything to worry about if you're fucking aware of what's going on, why it's going on, what you need to do, what you're here for, and you're doing it. Point blank and fucking period, all across the board. As far as people being like, you know, when it comes to the tower, if people want to build up whatever foundations, their finances, their family shit, their love life, their whatever, off of some pretenses that is already made up for you to believe that, oh yeah, if you're doing this, you're doing it right. Which I don't know who the fuck would think that, like, that's if you're doing something you feel like you're doing it right, that's your prerogative. Like, you shouldn't have to sit here and be like, oh well, that person says I'm doing it right because that's what it's supposed to look like, so I'm gonna go with that. No. What the fuck? You go with whatever the fuck your gut is telling you to go with. If your gut is saying like, no, that's right, like you're on the right path, you're doing it the right way, I feel like that's more important than sitting here being like, yeah, it's because Donald whomever or whoever the fuck else is like, no, this is how it's supposed to be, and if you're not doing it like this, then you're doing it wrong. Who the fuck, like, that would mean that your own life that you living is not your life, it's somebody fucking else's because they said so. I'm sorry, Libra, but this right here is like, you know yourself, you know enough, whoever the fuck this is for, to be sitting here and listening to other people telling you this is how you're supposed to live your life in order to be happy. God dang it, you living your life, how are you happy? If you're happy living your life, then kudos, go ahead and fucking keep doing it. If you're not fucking happy living your life by other people's means, then you need to be doing your own fucking thing. Point blank, period. 3 cards right here. You're done with whatever the fuck this is like, you're dropping all this shit, these stipulations of how you're supposed to be and living your life and how you're supposed to be happy. Like, who the fuck, if somebody was telling me like, you're not happy until you do this, you're not happy until you have kids, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? I wish somebody fucking would. Hell no. I'm not happy if I'm not living my life how I feel like I'm living it. Like, if I'm not living my life how I feel like I need to be living it or want to live it, then I'm not happy. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science in this bitch. Are you happy right now? And it's what the fucking question should be. If you're not happy, then god dang it, hopefully you're not listening to somebody telling you, oh, if you're doing this, then you're happy, because that's like brainwashing, bro. Like, that's stripping you of your fucking freedom, your individuality, your blueprint. Okay, I'm done. Your blueprint, bro. Your blueprint. Anyways, Libra or Libra placements, whoever this is for, it seems like you're motivated to, you know, shine light on the world, meaning like you're kind of, it's like you're illuminating something to people. I'm not saying you haven't been doing this, but I guess people don't understand these things and don't comprehend where you're coming from, even if whatever you're saying or you're trying to relay comes off as sarcasm, comes off as, what else could I say? It comes off as like you being too real, you being too this, that, and the third. It's like, but what are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be sitting here giving blowing bubbles and rainbows and butterflies up people's asses for the rest of their fucking lives? No. Not everybody's here to blow fantasies in people's faces. People can do that on their own. That's kind of what makes people them. If somebody wants to go out and believe that they're like, this is the 1800s, or this is the 1500s, or this is the whatever, and they're a Viking, or they're living in some type of Renaissance, whatever, that, then by all means, if that makes you happy, fine. I don't get, me personally, if you want to live your life like that, as long as you're happy, it does not bother me, because you're living in your fucking truth. So if somebody, for you to be like, oh yeah, well, if you was to tell somebody this is what reality is, and this is what something is made to be, it's all about perspective, point blank and period. So if somebody feels like, okay, I'm not supposed to be happy, first of all, I can't even go that direction because it just seems so brainwashing. I'm sorry. It's like, no, you're not happy until you're a millionaire and you live in the fucking tower up on the fucking 87th floor. It's like, what? Not me. That shit's, first of all, that's scary as fuck. And I don't want to be in no 87th floor, no fucking tower in the middle of no goddamn city. That sounds like a death trap. When shit gets real, I'm good. I want to be on ground level. So when shit rocks, I feel it. I probably feel it before then. My ass is out. I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna go right. I'm going north, east, west, south. I don't give a fuck. It's somewhere else. Like, why would I want to be all the way 80 something stories or however much in the fucking sky, paying buku bucks for something that's not even mine? It's just like, whatever. So you're on whatever you're doing, whoever this is for, Libra placements, a Libra moon, Libra moon, a Libra sun. I was going to say something else, but some of you guys are Libra moons. If you're a Libra moon, Libra sun, Libra whatever, Libra placements, it doesn't matter. Some of you guys are here to illuminate people to get out of this rut, this feeling of trapment, this feeling of stress, burden, and just feeling weighed down by the world, having the whole world on their shoulders. That shit right there. You're here to relieve that from people, for people to understand, like, it's like a matrix thing that you're trying to get people out of. This motivates you to get people out of that feeling like they have to live by some fucking code or book to be able to be happy. That's the shit right there that you're fucking overcoming, or this is what you are helping people with. This is what motivates you to get people out of this feeling that they are trapped by the fucking system. That's what that is. And I'm done. As simple as that. I'm about to do Aries though. So if you got Aries in your chart or got Aries placements, cool. My bad. Jamie, I know you've been like talking. I've been looking, but I'm so tapped into this reading because I'm sorry. Who told anybody they're supposed to do something? I remember somebody commenting, it was some video that I watched, and it was about, I forgot what it was about, but it was about people complaining. I'm not gonna say complaining because I understand how shit is right now, but it was about people talking about how they're tired of working and the price is going up and all this other shit. And I'm just sitting here like, well, the price has been going up for a couple of years now. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. I'm pretty sure you have. Whoever the fuck, you understand that prices have been going up. Shit has been getting expensive. I feel like it's really irresponsible for somebody to have children that they can't afford. So it was like a controversial thing that, I just stated something because I was trying to comprehend why somebody would have, be okay with somebody being a stay-at-home wife while they're complaining about the job that they have and the fact that it's not pulling enough money. Why did you think about not having a kid and it's a newborn, meaning that it was before a year? Meaning you knew that it wasn't going to be a good idea, but you went ahead and been irresponsible and, didn't wrap it up, didn't do anything to prevent that. And then you're sitting here complaining about it. Okay, I was trying to understand this, and somebody was, you know, combating me in the comments, saying about all this shit, a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I guess we shouldn't have kids. We shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do that. I'm sitting here like, yo, the moral of the story is, because I wasn't judging the person. I'm just trying to understand, why would you have another child if you couldn't afford the one? Like, if you had a child that's already 5 years old, this child should be going into school by now, meaning that your wife, so-called stay-at-home wife, could have definitely been like, yo, instead of having a child, you know, I understand people who are young and they, you know, they make decisions that, who knows. So I completely understand that, but I'm thinking like, you know, this is a life we're talking about. This is something serious we're talking about. Why would you not think about, you know, the future of your children when it comes to a situation like this, and you go ahead and be irresponsible and fuck around and find out, i.e. having a child, another child, when you were perfectly set up to pretty much go ahead and, you know, have that so-called stay-at-home wife, you know, go work for a couple of years, you know, especially if you're young. If you're 20 something years old, you have one child, that child just goes into school, just get into elementary school. That gives her time to have a part-time job or something, make some extra money to put aside if y'all want to have another kid. And, you know, because you got time. If you're young, you got time for the most part. Most times people got time to have children. So I was trying to understand why, you know, why didn't she just go to work for a couple of years while her child is in elementary, and by the time they're in middle school, then have another fucking child. You'll have money saved up and you'll be good. You won't be sitting here complaining and stressing and going on TikTok talking about how you're frustrated because you don't have money to support your fucking family, your stay-at-home wife, and your newborn. You should have thought about that shit. I was talking about that. And she came, some person came at me talking about, oh, so are we supposed to just get abortions and not have unprotected sex with our husbands and all? I'm like, are you fucking serious? The moral of the story is irresponsible as fuck to have a child that you cannot afford. Simple as that. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't care if it's you, whoever the fuck I'm talking to. I don't care if it's anybody in that land, any Libra out here. I don't give a fuck if it's that person, this person, those people, our people. I don't give a fuck. It is very irresponsible in this time. Like, that is a newborn, meaning that this child was born at least about August of last year. Shit was expensive as hell before August of last year. We all know that shit. Shit didn't just automatically up and start becoming expensive. Shit started getting expensive about 7 years ago. If people haven't been paying attention, and if you haven't been paying attention, then hey, it is what it is. Ignorance is bliss. Whatever. But why would you make the response? Why would you sit here and be like, okay, I guess I'll have a child, or I'll just be irresponsible, have irresponsible ass sex with my wife, knowing that I can have a child, and then, you know, have a child, like, and then complain about it? That doesn't make sense to me. If you knew that it was that things were being like, especially if you have a job or a career in the bag, and you knew that shit is expensive, why would you even risk having unprotected sex and all this other shit with a person? I don't give a fuck if they're a wife or not, and end up having a child. I know abortion is out of the question for some people. I'm not saying, oh, have an abortion. That's not what I'm talking about, because I'm against a lot of shit. I'm not, you know, that is fucked up. But at the same time, I don't understand why people can't just wrap it the fuck up. What is so serious? Like, I don't understand. Me personally, it ain't that damn, for me personally, it is not that damn important for me to sit here and just be having unprotected sex, but just, I don't give a fuck if they're a wife or not. And I'm not saying it is, I'm talking about in a sense of having a child. Everything else, yeah, of course, but when it comes to having a child and you cannot afford it, if the moral of the story is, if you cannot afford having another child, then why are you fucking being irresponsible with that part of your life? I don't give a fuck if they're a wife or not, or husband or not. Why are you having a child? Why are you doing things to get to that point, is what I was trying to get at. Please, I'm trying to understand that, because that doesn't make sense to me. And I got attacked because I was trying to comprehend the situation. I'm like, okay, you have one child already. This child is 5 years old. That means that child is pretty much going to elementary school, meaning you have time to be like, all right, the responsible thing is to take this time that this child is in school to maybe get a part-time job or something, make extra money, put that shit aside, so if we want a child in a couple of years, we can have a child because we'll have the money. That makes sense, does it fucking not? That's all I was trying to understand. Like, that makes complete sense to me. And I got attacked for that because apparently people who are married shouldn't be having protected sex, and they shouldn't be using contraceptives and shit like that. It's like, nah, but she can definitely go on birth control if that's the case. If he wants, if that's how rowdy it gets, you being a wife and husband, that's how rowdy it gets, then at least be on some birth control or some shit. Then you won't be sitting here having a newborn and stress the fuck out about how you gonna pay for this. That shit doesn't make sense to me. That's all I was trying to figure out. And I was getting attacked for it. That's just crazy. Like, I don't understand that shit. I'm the bad one because I don't want to have children if I can't afford it. But everybody should be out here having children and having the government fucking pay for it, i.e. us. Meaning the people where taxes and shit is coming out of our fucking check for these people to feed their children with food stamps and shit. Because I know good and damn well in this day and age, most people aren't able to afford to pay for that shit out of pocket if they a stay-at-home fucking mom and their person is working at a job that they ain't getting paid nothing but $15, $16 an hour for. I know this shit. There's no fucking way. Shit is too expensive. And if you, especially if you live in government, like especially if you live in Section 8 and shit. Now, if you live in Section 8, then yeah, you may be able to pull some strings. But I doubt if you live in a regular apartment and your husband has a mediocre job that's not paying that much, and you're a stay-at-home wife, you got a 5-year-old and a newborn, you definitely getting government assistance. You don't fucking play with me. So you cannot sit here and say that shit ain't coming out of our checks, i.e. the people who don't have those problems. That's what I was getting at. And I'm getting attacked for it. That shit is crazy. I feel like is insane. I'm not coming after people who got kids. Like, I don't care about that. If you want to have kids, so be it. But make sure you got the money to afford those motherfuckers, because it's not a joke right now. And I was and people looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm saying this shit. No, fuck all you want, but at least be on birth control if you're gonna do all that fucking. I don't give a fuck if it's your husband or not. At least so that it won't be another situation where that is more problems when it comes to people just being irresponsible as fuck, and we paying for it. Meaning elderly people, is coming out of people's pockets that their kids are fucking grown. What are you talking about? Like, that's the irresponsible shit that I was talking about. And I'm looking, and people looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm telling straight fucking facts. Are you serious? If you have children, say if you have a 15-year-old, they're pregnant, you telling me that you wouldn't sit here and tell this child like, yo, you can't afford a child, I can't even afford a grandchild, what are you doing? Is that not sensible? Or am I fucking crazy? I know I'm not. I'm sorry, but fuck no. I know I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm straight fucking facts when it comes to this shit. There's no possible way that make sense. But for people these days that feel like all they gotta do is, if they can have kids all they want, they can live off the government. It's fine. Are you serious? That shit is fucking selfish as fuck. But I'm the one that's selfish because I don't want to have kids because I can't afford them. Are you serious? It's insane. People are fucking insane. But I'm the one that's crazy. That's fine. So this comes to shows that shit is topsy fucking turvy. It's opposites day, and right now it's December and not going into April. Not right now it's December, the 23rd, and it's not March the 23rd. It's fucking December. It's opposites day. I don't even think that's opposite, but I don't give a fuck. That's how I feel at this, like when it comes to shit like this. So Libra placements, whatever you're fucking doing, as far as like you being motivated to shine a light on shit, for you being motivated to steer people in the right direction, even if the truth hurts, keep doing that shit, because this right here, this ain't it. People shouldn't be fucking struggling, and for you to be like, yo, this is what it needs, this is what you need to do, like this is what should be going, not should be going on, but this is what you need to do in order to make it out of this 10 of Wands, this in this world, to make it in this world, this shit right here needs to go, and people don't understand that. I couldn't see myself birthing a child and bringing them up in a world where I'm struggling and they see me struggling. Excuse me. It's been enough of that shit. Okay, fuck generational curses, I guess, because if you're growing up struggling, that pretty much that's like, especially if your parents done the same thing, you're not stopping anything. It's like you're continuing a fucking cycle. You're continuing some shit. You're not supposed to be doing the same fucking thing that your parents do. You're supposed to be doing the complete opposite. And I don't know entirely, because everybody's parents is different, of course, you know, but you're supposed to be paving the way. Not everybody, of course, because not everybody's a chosen person to be doing this shit. But you're supposed to be paving the way. If I see my mom struggling and my dad struggling and my this, that, if I seen all these things, why the fuck would I be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to do the same thing. Have children that I can't fucking afford and do the same. I won't do that shit. I'm not going to be out here like that. There's no fucking point for me to do that shit, knowing I can't fucking afford it. So it's the same shit. It's the same shit. Generational curses is a thing. Like, I don't mean like literally generational curses, but I mean like as far as the play on it. It's no reason to be out here to doing something, repeating something that's already been repeated times 2, times 3, times 4. We are like, if I don't know who you guys are, but my ancestors and people, you know, born, you know, within poverty and having to deal with certain things and stipulations up to this point, I'm not supposed to be out here doing the same thing that my great grandma and my grandma and my mom and my father and all that. I'm not supposed to be doing the same thing, obviously. So why would I be out here birthing kids I can't fucking afford, I can't even feed? Shit's expensive. Shit's been getting expensive for 7 years. People act like they don't see that shit. No, they living it up thinking that it'll never be them. I understand the younger youth, the younger ones that's like in their 20s, I get it. You know, I give them some type of slight pass. But after a while, it's like, nah, you gotta fucking, come on now. Shit's been like, it's been bad, but then from 2019, the shit's been getting crazy, and that's like what, about 6 years? 2019, that's about 6 years. The shit's been getting like that since. I was truck driving. I was driving fucking trucks. Diesel went up like a motherfucker. I'm talking about diesel was crazy. I was driving diesel trucks. Diesel was fucking insane. People weren't able to really do their business. They weren't able to be independent contractors. They were sitting out because diesel was so fucking high and people wasn't paying. I knew then, because this is around the time COVID, I would say like 2020 is when I actually got into it. And 2019, I already seen the shit go up. Everybody's seen that. You remember when gas used to be $1 or something? Shit wasn't like that. As soon as that shit went up, that's when it fucking started. That shit was like years ago. It wasn't just now. Eggs might have been, I don't know how eggs was, but the reason why eggs are how they are now, because a lot of this shit, if you go into a grocery store, that's there it is right there. It's a grocery store. Go to an actual fucking person who got hens and get your eggs off of them. It'll be a different story. So that's first of all, it starts from there. Shit's been getting crazy. It's gotten way more since like 2019, 2020. It's been like that. It's been 5 years, bruh. So you can't sit here and tell me that you don't know these things. That shit is, that's very upsetting to me. Come on now. If you have a 5-year-old and you got a newborn that was born, the end of last year. You can't sit here and say that, oh, how do we know that shit was going to get this bad? Are you fucking serious? Shit's been getting bad since 2009. You can't even use that as an excuse. You cannot. Nobody can use that as an excuse. Not even me. It was that bad at 2019, 2020. It was that bad. It didn't get out of control when it comes to certain things. It didn't get out of control until maybe about a couple of years ago. Time flies. So shit, here we are in 2025. Shit was happening in 2023. I knew these things. I was doing Instacart for a good minute. I was shopping for people. So you cannot tell me that I didn't see these things. I seen a lot of this shit. I was buying shit myself. I knew all these things was going on. But people who don't pay attention and don't see, they act like they don't really, I mean, maybe they do see, but they just brushing it off, whatever. You're not going to understand, the depth of whatever, how this shit goes. So I understand. I give people that are in their 20s a slight pass, but nah, not to the point to where you have a 5-year-old and then you got a newborn. That's damn near 4 years, bro. You can't, and especially if it ended last year, a newborn ended last year, that's damn near about 5 years. You cannot sit here and say that, oh no, we didn't know the shit was this bad. Are you fucking serious? Trump got voted in what, 2020, if I'm not mistaken? Or was it, I think it was 2020, was it not? And then he came back, and here we are. So, how did people not see this shit? I don't give a fuck if you're 20 in your 20s or not. They just wasn't paying attention. So irresponsibility is a big thing. I'm irresponsible in certain shit. That's why I don't sit here and tell people, oh yeah, do this, do that. Because I'm like, don't ask me about that shit. I'm struggling with that my damn self. But when it comes down to children, that's one thing I won't do. I won't bring no lives, no children into this life, into this world, knowing how bad it is and how the economy is and how the fuck I cannot afford having a child, let alone a pet. It will not happen. I had 2 dogs that I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be able to do it until I get settled, because I knew the type of way that I want to be able to treat the animals that I have. If I have a dog, I want to put them on an all raw diet. That shit is expensive. That shit is not cheap. So why would I think that a child is going to be cheaper? First of all, whenever they're a baby, especially when it comes to a dog, usually you get them whenever they're weaned off, whenever they're pretty much weaned off of their mom. When you have a baby, that's no weaning off of nothing. That's you. What the fuck? You gotta do this shit. And if you can't fucking produce milk, you gotta get the fucking formula. That shit is expensive as hell. It's been like that since before 2020, because I remember when my best friend had her first child. All that formula and shit was in the front of the front of the grocery store, locked up. They weren't letting, because people were stealing the shit. So this was like 2000, I want to say 17, maybe 2018. Nah, hold on, let me think. It might have been 2017, maybe 2016. I don't remember, but the shit was that bad then. The shit was expensive as fuck then. I've seen these things. Like, you don't have to know. I don't have to be a mother to know that this shit is expensive. When it comes down to pets, it's a little bit different depending on how you want to treat your dog, how you want to feed them. If you're trying to do an all raw diet for a fucking dog, weaning off of a mother, you're paying money, okay? That's turkey, that's beef, whatever the fuck it is you want to feed them. Turkey, beef, eggs, all that stuff. And that's every day. And I don't even know, sometimes two times a day, sometimes 3. It depends on what type of dog you have and how you want it to go. A kid, a baby, a newborn? Oh yeah, you paying money. You definitely paying money. That shit is not cheap, and there's no damn way in hell people are doing that out of pocket. Most times that's off the fucking government, i.e. us. When I say that shit, it's people who don't have children or do, that's paying taxes to people who are on these incomes, i.e. the government's fucking tit, okay? They're milking the government. That means food stamps. That means welfare, TANF, whatever the fuck else. The shit is not it's been going on for 20, 30 years. Shit ain't new, but it's definitely something that should be more looked into, because you got people who have been abusing the shit as well. So there's that. Um, the shit ain't cheap, so I'm trying to figure out, how am I a bad person for not wanting to bring a child into this world, let alone a pet? If you want to get a pet, you gotta be careful about what type of pet. If you got money to afford a dog and you want to feed them raw diets, then you gotta make sure you able to do that shit just for a child. Unless you want to have a pet, you want to feed them old Roy and shit, the shit that's going to have them in the fucking grave within a couple of years, like 5 years, because that food ain't food. That shit is grounded up. Just, you ever smell a fucking chicken, a chicken factory that's grinding up shit for dog food? Because I have. That shit smells like straight up toxins, bro. It's not something that you want to feed your fucking dog, let alone your son or your daughter. And that's what a lot of this formula shit, I wouldn't even want to fucking feed my fucking child the formula either. But a lot of people has to rely on formula because they can't even produce milk because they're fucking stressed. Like, it all ties together. Why the fuck would anybody want to bring a child into the world when the shit like this is, like, when you're stressed out and you can't feed this, you can't do that, you homeless in the shelter with 3 kids, 5 kids. It's like, that shit is fucking depressing. So how the fuck is people who don't want to bring anything in this world like that bad for not wanting to? I'm not saying that people who already have, is something wrong with them. Nah, that's your decision. You have every right to your decision. For sure. That's the freedom of whatever the fuck. That's this fucking country. Your freedom to do whatever. Go ahead. But at the same time, don't sit up here and fucking complain about shit that when you can't afford it, because that's the decision you made. Point blank, period. I made my decision. I know who the fuck I am. I know what I want. I don't want no kids. I don't want this. I don't want that. I would love, I already know, I'd be a great mom and all this other shit. That's besides the point. I can't afford it. Most people can't fucking afford it. Why the fuck would I be sitting here trying to, like, what am I supposed to show? Why am I trying to show a child, like, look what I can do? No, that shit is old. It's played out. That shit is not right. It's not. It's selfish as fuck. Because you should be able to, that child should be able to enjoy their life. They should be able to see how it is without the struggle, to see you not having to do all this and all that to keep a roof over their head, to keep food in their mouth. That shit is not, it's not a good look. I don't give a fuck who think that, oh, that's strength, that's being strong. No, that shit is old and played out. That's our mothers and our fathers and our whatever that did shit like that. That shit ain't, that's not in this day and age. No. Not when shit is how it is now. It might have been alright when shit was like 42 cents and gas was like 98 cents. Like, no, the shit ain't like that no more though. It's not. And I refuse to do it. So some of you guys, whatever the fuck you're doing, Libra placements, keep doing that shit, because keep enlightening and whomever you need to be enlightened about what the fuck is going on in this world, so they stop fighting themselves and struggling. To just struggling, period. Because the shit ain't, I mean, the struggle ain't cute. I don't like the struggle. If I gotta struggle, that's because I gotta do what I gotta do, and that's just me. But when it comes to, I'm struggling because I got 5, 6, 18 kids, and like, that's a different fucking story. That shit is not something I'm not trying to be proud of, because that's not something that needs to be put on a pedestal, and none of that shit. That shit is fucking, like, depressing. It shouldn't even be a thing. What the fuck are you doing? What are you, like, come on now. Now, if that's already happening, I'm not sitting here saying something wrong with you. It's more so of, like, okay, what are you doing to, like, what are you going to do from now on? So you can't be mad at me or bitter at me because I want to make my choices how I want to do. I'm going to be a fucking nun for the rest of my life at this damn point, because I already know. I made my damn decisions how I did, and I'm so fucking happy that I did. And you would think people would be proud of you. I got my own parents be looking at me sideways because I didn't go their route. The fuck? It doesn't make any sense. Like, why do I, like, and that shit happens. That's the whole tower shit I was talking about with family. You got to treat them like they're individuals, not like, oh yeah, we're blood, yeah. You're my mother, you're my father, you're my cousin, you're my uncle, you're my sister, you're my brother. cool, but at the same time, you got to treat them like they're individuals because they are their individual person. They're their own blood and whatever. They make their own decisions. They have their own mind. They do this, they do that. They have different motives. So if somebody feels a certain type of way because I don't want to have children at this time of age, or I don't want to do this, that, and the third, because that would be irresponsible of me or selfish of me. I don't give a fuck what somebody feels about it. That's the truth. Point blank and period. I can't do anything about it, but tell the truth about it. Like, this is just it. This is the straight up truth. So if you have to tell anybody the truth about why you don't want to do something, as long as that shit is, it means a lot to you, be that. Be what it is. Libra placements. It's sad that it has to be like that. People look at you sideways, even your own blood and kin and shit, looking at you sideways because you don't want to have children when shit is already, when it is how it is, and shit is expensive, and you can't even barely afford to keep a roof over your own fucking head. You trying to do it for more, like, and nah. Especially when you have to deal with the government and relying on them, because that shit is not something that anybody should be proud of, you know, or having to do. I don't want to rely on no Section 8. No, that's straight control from them, because they can take it away from you at any fucking time, any moment, shit like that. So, nah. I'd rather just live on my own. If I'm going to be fucking homeless, or if I'm going to be in this situation, that situation, it's going to be on me. And if they take it away from me, then I know that shit, hey, at least I tried. But knowing that I got other people that's dependent on me, that shit is crazy. That shit is fucking insane. For somebody to be able to take some shit away from you at any given time just because. And then you have people relying on you, that's even more of a burden, even more of stress. That's like, nah, I won't be able to put no children through that. I already know how that shit feels. There's no fucking way I would do that. Same shit, Libra placement. So I'm done. I'm about to do Aries, like I said. What time is it? Damn, it's alright. It's 2. I gotta wake up at like 10. I'll do at least Aries. I wasn't supposed to be on this for this long, but I had to get the message out for somebody. It's the same shit. So some of you guys are like, whatever you're doing to enlighten others, or to bring things to light, that's your motivation. To wake people to fuck up is what I'm getting. I don't know how deep that goes for whoever Libra placements I'm talking to. I was getting heavy Libra moon, don't have to be, but Libra sun, moon, rise, it doesn't fucking matter. Or whomever around you. So, hey, it's what it is. It's not real though. When I say it will, hold on, shit, my bad. I know that people have been talking to me in the chat, and I be in my zone. I don't be really reading this sometimes. Sorry. I'm 12 years into my spiritual journey and started watching tarot in 2010. No, I'm a badass tarot card warrior, force to be reckoned with. Okay, cool. You seem to be reading for those who I have been attacked by, and I'm watching everything go full circle now that I have healed and step into my purpose. They are in need of my help. Yeah, for sure. I'm most definitely what you would call an earth angel. I do not operate in groups. I'm a one-man army. That's good. I've been to the underworld, and now I'm healing my enemies. It will give you a chance to hear. Hold on. It will give you a chance to hear your own readings being validated through my version of the story. I'm going to share you on my group page. Oh, thank you. My members definitely need to check you out. You give lots of validation and pinpoint exact events. Oh, nice. I'm not even trying to be funny, like, because when it comes to this, like, I'm not trying to judge people who are already in this mix. But if you already have a child, say your child is 7 years old, I don't give a fuck who I'm talking to, but say your child is already 7 years old, why would you? And unless you can afford it, I wouldn't say go out and just have a child and be irresponsible with your sex and just, oh, I have a child, and you haven't had a child in 6 years or so. That's a long time to be like, okay, I'm gonna have a child now, and you can't afford it. That's all I'm saying. That's whenever I heard about that story, I'm like, it sounds like a setup. It sounds like she didn't want to go back to work, so she was like, you know what, I'm gonna have another child, so I have an excuse to be a stay-at-home mom and don't have to go out and work. And you're just gonna have to, like, you know, I'm gonna sit in my ass at home. I'm not saying that being a stay-at-home wife or mom or anything is not hard. I know being a fucking parent is hard. You don't gotta tell me shit. You can deal with the fucking puppy and know that shit is hard. I had a puppy twice. Well, one of them had longer than the other, and that shit is very, like, you can barely take a shower, damn near. So the shit is definitely not easy, and it's not. It's just not. I already know, like, I love my independent. I know who I am, and I love what I like doing, and so shit like that, it doesn't. It's not for me. Um, but I know I'd be a dope mom, and I know that my daughter or son or whatever would be fucking, like, awesome, and I know how I am. But at the same time, I know that this is, like, it's not for me right now because I fucking can't afford it. Shit, I'm doing shit for myself as well. This shit is hard. Why would I think that it's gonna be easy with the extra pressure? You know. So if anybody's trying to make you feel like you should be having children, you should be doing this, that, and the third by now, like, come, like, yo, no. That's the people who already have children and they want you to be in the same boat as them or something. Like, not being funny, but no. And if you're already in that boat and you're trying to encourage other people to do certain things, it depends on the person. So I don't know. But yeah, let me do Aries and call it a night. I might do this laying down though instead of on here. I'm cold, so I have my, like, my bad. I have my, like, you know, because I'm just trying to bundle up. But real shit is real shit. I ain't even, like, it's not for me to bash anybody, but it's just about irresponsibility and not. It's like I said, I be irresponsible in some shit. I wouldn't even sit here and try to tell somebody what to do in certain situations because I'm like, nah, I be doing dumb shit too. So I wouldn't be sitting here and telling somebody, like, yeah, do what I do. No, don't do what I do. Do what you do and do it well. Do it better than what you would normally do. But I wouldn't sit here and tell somebody, nah, do it like me. Fuck no. I got things that I be doing. And I'm just like, what is that fucking song? I can't stand myself. What was it? I think it was 2 Chainz and shit, what's his name? I forgot his name. But yeah, sometimes I can't stand myself. There's no reason for me to tell somebody to do something that I wouldn't do or I can't even do right now. That's some hypocrite ass shit. So no. But when it comes to children, I can tell you not to have them if you can't afford them. I can tell you that shit for sure. For sure. So I ain't got no problem with that. But anyways, I'm about to do Aries placements. I'll see you guys on the flip, and it's been real. All right. Good night.